Royals, they had a real penchant for loving, but some of them couldn't stop at just a few mistresses, and we're not just talking about side chicks. Some kings preferred the company of men, and some queens dallied with horses.
I'll just ask it, there's no other way. Have you ever a horse? A what?
European monarchs were notorious for their scandalous affairs, rated from the nicest ones to the naughtiest. But what drove these royals into such scandalous escapades? Was it power or a way to escape the pressures of ruling? And who exactly were the lovers who stole their hearts and their crowns? Brace yourself for a wild ride through the scandalous love lives of monarchs who did the dance with no pants quite often here at History Galleries. And don't forget to subscribe, because trust me, royal drama is way more entertaining when you're not the one caught in the scandal. King Henry VIII, who reigned from 1509 to 1547, is renowned not only for his pivotal role in the English Reformation, but also for his scandalous personal life. His relentless pursuit of a male heir drove him through 6 marriages and numerous affairs, making his romantic escapades a significant part of his legacy. Henry's most famous affair was with Anne Boleyn, a lady-in-waiting to his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. This relationship led to Henry's dramatic break from the Roman Catholic Church and the establishment of the Church of England. Anne's marriage to Henry and her subsequent execution on charges of adultery, treason, and incest were central to the political and personal turmoil of his reign. Henry's womanizing extended beyond Anne. He had several mistresses, including Elizabeth Blount, who bore him an illegitimate son, Henry Fitzroy. Mary Boleyn, Anne's sister, was also one of Henry's lovers before Anne. There was also speculation about Henry's relationship with Mary Shelton, a cousin of Anne and Mary Boleyn, who was briefly considered one of his romantic interests. His other wives included Jane Seymour, who bore him his long-desired son, Edward VI. Catherine Howard, his 5th wife, was executed for alleged infidelity. His last wife, Catherine Parr, outlived him and was a key figure in restoring Henry's relationships with his daughters, Mary and Elizabeth. If Henry VIII had a TV show, it'd be called How I Met Your Mother and Your Aunt. King Louis XIV, known as the Sun King, ruled France from 1643 to 1715, and during his reign, scandal was never far behind. While his political motto was L'État, c'est moi, I am the state, his personal life often made just as many waves as his governance. Louis married Maria Theresa of Spain in 1660, but his marriage didn't stop him from pursuing numerous affairs. One of his earliest mistresses, Louise de la Vallière, bore him several children, but she was later replaced by the infamous Madame de Montespan. Montespan's influence at court was so strong that she held sway over decisions for more than a decade. Their relationship produced 7 children, all of whom Louis eventually legitimized. Montespan's scandalous involvement in a black mass ritual to secure the king's affections only added to the intrigue surrounding their affair. After Montespan's fall from favor, Louis turned his attention to Madame de Maintenon, the governess of his children with Montespan. Unlike her predecessor, Maintenon was discreet, and it's believed she secretly married the king after the death of his wife. Her quiet but firm influence over Louis was a sharp contrast to Montespan's more flamboyant role. Louis's amorous exploits also included a rumored affair with the beautiful and influential Louise Renée de Penoncoët de Keroualle, known as the Duchess of Portsmouth. Her relationship with Louis was marked by political maneuvering as well as romance. Versailles was not only a symbol of Louis XIV's absolute power, but also the backdrop for the endless drama of his love life. Louis XIV's love life was so intricate that even his architects had to design extra space at Versailles just to accommodate all the drama. King Charles II of England, who reigned from 1660 to 1685, is as famous for his colorful personal life as for his political maneuvers. Known as the Merry Monarch, Charles's reign was marked by a plethora of romantic entanglements that scandalized and entertained England. Charles, who restored the monarchy in 1660 after the interregnum, was notorious for his numerous mistresses. His notable paramours included Barbara Villiers, Countess of Castlemaine, who bore him several illegitimate children and was known for her bold court behavior. Another prominent figure was Nell Gwynn, a former actress who became one of Charles's most beloved mistresses. Her wit and charm made her a favorite of the king. A famous incident occurred when Nell Gwynn was traveling through Oxford in her coach, and a mob mistook her for her rival, the Duchess of Portsmouth. The crowd began hooting and hurling insults until Gwyn leaned out of the window and, smiling, corrected them with, "Good people, you are mistaken. I am the Protestant." This remark highlighted her cleverness and ability to handle public scorn with humor. Despite his many affairs, Charles was married to Catherine of Braganza in 1662. Although their marriage was childless and Catherine could not bear heirs, Charles never abandoned her. He treated her with respect, providing a substantial allowance and a respected place at court. Charles's reputation for mistresses was so well known that it was joked he spent more time managing his affairs than his kingdom. His court, with a roster of lovers rivaling his official advisors, was as much a stage for romantic drama as for political intrigue. In the end, Charles II's romantic escapades were so extensive that even his official court records needed an extra page for all the scandals. King Frederick II of Prussia, often called Frederick the Great, ruled from 1740 to 1786 with remarkable military and intellectual prowess. His reign was marked by significant achievements on the battlefield and in statecraft, but his personal life, particularly his romantic relationships, was also a source of considerable intrigue and scandal. Frederick's marriage to Elizabeth Christine of Brunswick-Wolfenbüttel-Bevern in 1733 was more about political strategy than romantic affection. From the beginning, Frederick showed little interest in his wife. They spent most of their marriage living apart, with Elizabeth relegated to a remote palace, while Frederick pursued his own interests and responsibilities. This separation underscored the lack of personal connection in their union. Frederick's most notable emotional attachments were directed towards men. His relationship with Hans Hermann von Katte, a young officer, was particularly significant. Von Katte's execution for his role in Frederick's failed escape attempt from Prussia left the king deeply distraught. Many historians believe this bond may have been more than just friendship, suggesting it was emotionally intense and possibly romantic. As Frederick grew older, he surrounded himself with a close circle of male companions, including his trusted valet, Michael Gabriel Fredersdorf. These relationships were often described as intense and affectionate. Frederick's letters and diaries reveal a profound emotional investment in these friendships, contributing to ongoing speculation about his sexuality. Frederick's personal life, marked by intense relationships with men and emotional detachment from women, added a layer of scandal to his otherwise distinguished legacy. At least one thing's for sure, Frederick wasn't exactly known for sweeping women off their feet. King Louis XV of France, who reigned from 1715 to 1774, is remembered not only for his lengthy reign and the significant historical events of his time, but also for his scandalous personal life. Louis, known as Louis the Beloved early in his reign, had a reputation for his numerous romantic liaisons, which became a focal point of gossip and scandal throughout his time. Louis XV's reign saw him entangled in a web of extramarital affairs and passionate dalliances. His most infamous affair was with Madame de Pompadour, née Jeanne-Antoinette Poisson. As his official mistress from 1745 until her death in 1764, Pompadour wielded considerable influence over the king and politics of France. Her position as mistress was not just a personal relationship, but also a significant political factor, affecting court appointments and foreign policy. Another notable affair was with Madame du Barry, a courtesan who became Louis's mistress after Pompadour's death. Du Barry's rise from a common background to the heights of royal favor was a remarkable story in itself, and she was a prominent figure in the later years of Louis's reign. Her influence was also felt in courtly politics, and she was a frequent subject of scandal and intrigue. Some of Louis XV's other mistresses included Marie-Anne de Mailly-Nesle and her sister Pauline Félicité, as well as Irène Dubuisson de Longpré. He also had the Parcours mistresses, a group of young women housed in secrecy for his pleasure. Louis XV's wife, Queen Marie Leszczyńska, was a pious and dignified woman, but their marriage eventually grew distant, though the king and queen had 10 children together. As Louis became increasingly involved with his mistresses, Marie's influence in court affairs diminished. She remained a dutiful queen, but had little say in the politics of the kingdom. At least one thing's for sure, Louis XV knew how to keep the court busy with more than just politics. King Edward VII, who reigned from 1901 to 1910, was the son of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. Known for his extensive and often scandalous personal life, Edward earned a reputation as one of history's most notorious womanizers. Edward's romantic escapades were well documented and included a series of high-profile affairs. His most notable mistress was Alice Keppel, a prominent socialite and courtesan who maintained a long-term relationship with him. Keppel, known for her charm and influence, was frequently seen with the king at social events. Edward also had liaisons with other notable women, such as the celebrated actress Lily Langtry, known as the Jersey Lily, and Lady Susan Vane Tempest, a prominent society figure. Additionally, he was romantically involved with Miss Daisy Warwick, a well-known socialite of the time, and a series of other women from both the theater and high society, which kept the court abuzz. Edward's physical appearance was also a topic of public discussion. His indulgent lifestyle contributed to his considerable weight, and he was known to use certain discreet devices to accommodate his personal needs and preferences, reflecting his commitment to maintaining a vibrant love life. Edward's wife, Queen Alexandra, was a figure of grace and loyalty. Despite the king's numerous affairs, Alexandra maintained her composure and dignity, supporting her husband's reign from behind the scenes. Their marriage was characterized by mutual respect and a strong sense of duty, even as Edward's personal life continued to attract significant attention and scrutiny. At least one thing's for sure, Edward VII knew how to keep the headlines buzzing with more than just royal decrees. Catherine the Great, Empress of Russia from 1762 to 1796, is celebrated for her remarkable reign and significant contributions to Russian culture and politics. However, her personal life was equally notable and often shrouded in scandal. Catherine's numerous lovers and intricate romantic relationships were a prominent aspect of her storied life. Among Catherine's notable lovers were Sergei Saltykov, a prominent nobleman, and Stanislav August Poniatowski, who later became the King of Poland. But her most significant relationship was with Grigory Potemkin, a powerful and influential figure in her court. Catherine's marriage to Peter III, her predecessor, was politically motivated and lacked genuine affection. Peter was known for his erratic behavior and lack of interest in state affairs, which led to their estrangement. Catherine's marriage ended when Peter was overthrown and assassinated in 1762. Conveniently suspicious timing. Other notable figures in Catherine's romantic life included Count Alexander Dmitriev Mamonov and Count Ivan Rimsky-Korsakov. Dmitriev Mamonov was one of her lovers during the later years of her reign, while Rimsky-Korsakov was another prominent lover who was influential in her court. These relationships further fueled rumors and gossip about her personal life. Rumors about Catherine's romantic life often bordered on the sensational. One of the most infamous tales was that she had her friends test her lovers to ensure they were suitable for her. Additionally, there was a scandalous and unfounded rumor that Catherine had engaged in a sexual encounter with a horse. While this story was widely discredited, it contributed to the sensationalist narratives about her private life.
I never f***ed a horse!
Catherine the Great's love life had enough twists and turns to make even Tolstoy jealous. So, what other royal mischief would you like to hear about next? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to History Galleries, where the drama never abdicates.